Ask the Messenger's TV show is a TV show that educates, informs, and entertains our viewers on public health issues such as mental illness, suicide, addiction, illness and disease, COVID-19 relief, crime, domestic violence, homelessness, human trafficking, employment opportunities, healthcare, and more. And now, Ask the Messengers.
A sheriff in Florida has arrested two girls ages 12 and 14 on felony charges of aggravated stalking in a case of cyberbullying. A 12-year-old classmate jumped to her death.
Bullying happens every day, and cyberbullying occurs on every social media platform, but mostly on YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook.
I remember when my best friend was being cyberbullied.
Every day I'd see something on her social media calling her names and telling her to die.
I kept my friend from killing herself because of opinionated girls.
Kids of all ages become victims of cyberbullying, but the risk increases as they grow older. Cyberbullying is more prevalent than most people think. Today on Ask the Messengers, we continue to bring you information, resources, and real people sharing real stories about things that matter within our societies, communities, and cultures. And we hope that this episode will help to break the stigma and to put an end to all forms of bullying. Ask the Messengers begins now.
First, when I was being bullied, I thought they were my friends and they were just picking on me and all calling me, just making jokes. And eventually it just got worse. Like one day in the second grade, they threw my shoes in the toilet. So eventually it just got bad. And I just realized that this isn't right and that they're actually not my friends and they're not just making fun and picking. And parents, there's a change. You will notice a change in your kids if they're being bullied or picked on or talked about. They'll become more distant and will talk less and just be like, as a young kid, I was smiling and always happy. Eventually I got over that and I started getting stronger and expressing myself. So I wanted to express to the world that bullying isn't right and it's real and that people actually go through bullying and actually get picked up. Don't give up. Your dreams is all you have. Just keep pushing forward and you'll get through it. Talk to someone, get help, because someone is there for you. Someone will be there for you and you will make it through.
The Bully, written by Kingston Nevels, is available on Amazon.
The first time I probably heard the term cyberbullying, I was in probably the end of 6th grade. I understood that it was just people being really mean to each other online or over the phone or text messaging. I don't think I thought that it could happen really. It was kind of like in another world kind of a thing. I had a best friend and we got into this really big fight and then she was saying really mean things to me on Facebook and over text messages and on the phone. The main thing that I remember that she said was that I was a horrible person and that she didn't understand why anyone else would ever want to be my friend. That really hurt me and cut me really deep. And I will never forget that. She would write something public on somebody's Facebook and it was just something really mean oh, I hate her. Everyone knew that we were best friends, but then we were in a fight. So everyone knew it was about me and it was really embarrassing. There was nothing that I could do. And I didn't want to write something like that about her because I knew it wasn't right. I wouldn't want to tell my mom, but then it got really bad and I just knew that I needed my mom to help me. So I told my mom and then she helped me. I think dealing with the cyberbullying situation is really hard to just deal with it by yourself. Talk to your parents and your close friends and try and get them to help you because the longer that you don't stand up for yourself, the longer the cyberbullying will go on.
With social media and technology, cyberbullying has become the go-to method of bullying and making teen lives a misery. Just how bad can cyberbullying get? How does it happen? What can teens feel? To get a full understanding of this type of bullying, you need to hear and read the horror stories. Ashlyn Connor. 10-year-old Ashlyn Connor was bullied so much that she begged her mom to homeschool her. She wanted an escape from the horrible children at school, but her mom refused. The bullying continued at home through social media. Ashlyn was called fat and ugly at first, and then it turned into people calling her a slut long before she even understood the meaning of the word. When she had her hair cut because she wanted to feel good about herself, the name calling changed to Pretty Boy. This isn't just a story of cyberbullying, but the ending. Ashlyn's sister was the one to find her hanging in her closet by a scarf. The horror and devastation that would have left her sister is immense. Megan Meyer. This horror story is a case of child depression made worse because of cyberbullying. Megan had suffered from severe depression from the age of 8 and was already taking antipsychotics and antidepressants. While they helped slightly, she still suffered from her mental illness. A female neighbor set up a MySpace account and pretended to be a male to tease Megan. At first, Megan found herself attached to this Josh Evans, but he later turned on her and started discussing some rumors he'd heard. At first, it all started private, but then he started sharing their private messages and went public with a declaration that the world would be better without her. Megan, already susceptible to depression, believed that comment. After telling him that "you're the kind of boy a girl would kill herself over," she took her own life in her bedroom. She was just 13 years old. Kenneth Weishun. It's not only girls that suffer from cyberbullying. While most horror stories involve girls, there are many young boys who have to deal with the torment and horrible words. Kenneth Weishun was one of these boys who was bullied because of his sexual orientation. Being gay is hard as a teen without the bullying, but it's worse when your classmates create an anti-gay Facebook group and make death threats over the phone. This wasn't just from enemies or people he barely knew. After he came out, his own friends joined in with tormenting him, or they would play ignorance and never step up for their friend. Kenneth was continually harassed in school and online and eventually killed himself. He was just 14 years old. Cyberbullying happens in many forms. It can start in school and continue online, meaning children have no escape. In other cases, the bullying originates from strangers online and becomes relentless. Whether children have a history of depression or not, cyberbullying takes a toll. There's no escaping, and teens struggle with coping. Even with friends, they find it hard to deal with. These horror stories show how cyberbullying affects teens. It's very real and very dangerous. You can help prevent your children from becoming another horror story by helping to keep them as safe as possible from the vile creatures online.
Ask the messengers. We'll be right back.
All right, this is Tina Nelson with Ask the Messengers, and we are back. And June is Children's Awareness Month. And this month, we are trying to bring you information, resources, and things that matter to children, young adults, and our youth throughout the societies and the communities that we live and serve. Today, we have been talking about bullying, cyberbullying, bullying in all forms. And my granddaughters, they are Casey and Kaylee. They are 9 years old, and Carly, who is 5. And they have and have not experienced bullying themselves. So the first question I want to ask them, have they or do they know what bullying is? So I'll just start with Kaylee first. So Kaylee, do you know what bullying is?
Yes.
What is bullying?
Picking, calling names, and pushing around.
All right. Casey, what about you?
Calling names, telling names to people, and not even helping them if they saying help.
In the conversation that I was talking with my granddaughters about bullying, Kaylee actually had a story of a friend who she knows that was bullied. So I'm going to let her tell you that story, and she can tell you what she did and how she felt about it. So Kaylee, tell me about the bullying story.
Well, my best friend got bullied, and they was calling her names, pushing her around, poking her, and I felt very sad because she was my best friend, and
So why was she being bullied? You said something about because she was wearing glasses?
yeah, she was wearing glasses, and I said, well, I have glasses too, and it don't matter if you have glasses. Some people just need them.
Okay. And so Casey, you said that you've never been bullied, but you do have friends that have. So tell me about your friends that have been bullied and how did that make you feel?
Sad.
So what was something, how did you see one of your friends? How were they being bullied?
Calling them names and stuff, and I didn't like it, so I just told the teacher because I did not know what to do.
So when you told the teacher, what did your teacher do?
She said what happened, and I told her, and she said bring him here, and then just telling him about not being bullied people.
Okay. So bullying happens at all ages and all grade levels and to all races. There is no discrimination in bullying. Bullying in person is bad. Cyberbullying is even worse. But my granddaughters have a message to all bullies out there. So right now, they would like to say something to the bullies together. What would you girls like to say to the bullies right now?
Stop bullying.
Bullies don't care about the word respect.
Well, I think bullies maybe have a lack of understanding about what respect means.
I still remember in kindergarten, the first day I got picked on the first day of school. And I never wanted to go back because I thought school would be a fun place to learn and play and make friends.
It's not cool that you bully someone. How would you feel if you got bullied?
Well, I think more and more we see bullying and different types of bullying. You're starting to see a lot of the cyberbullying happening, which is sad because in the olden days, bullying used to stop when you left school or left a team. Now it's just constant.
Bullying shouldn't happen. Why would you pick on someone for fun? Why would you make someone go home and not feel like they want to care about themselves anymore?
No one wants to be placed as a label. You don't want to be a one-word name. You don't want to be like a jock or a geek. You don't want to be that. You want to be who you are.
That bullied
To know is that they're not alone. Let's be there for each other.
Just one person makes a difference, and when we come together, we can prevent all the bad things that have occurred from bullying.
The advice is stand up, speak out.
You want the bystanders to really be more involved. And if one person stands up, well, guess what? More people are going to gather around that one person and say, yeah, you're right. The way they're treating that person is not okay. I'm not okay with it. It's not cool. Let's be a friend to the victim.
Stay tuned for more of Ask the Messengers.
My name is Rishi Kumar. I'm 22 years old, and I wanted to offer my perspective on cyberbullying and bullying from what I've seen growing up. And me personally, I have not seen any forms of bullying that has happened to me or to my friends to my knowledge, right? But what I have seen a lot in today's society is a lot of comparing that happens on social media, because a lot of people only post what their best highlights are from their life, right? And when you do this, that tends to cause like a lot of people to only see the good things and disregard that other people have bad things that happen in their lives too. Other people are going through things that may not be like publicly known. And when there's that disconnect, it's very hard for kids to relate to one another, and to be able to speak up when they need help. And that's a perspective that I think I can offer, because that's what I've seen in a lot of the youth today.
Hi, my name is Neha Rao. I'm 18 years old and I'm from Canton, Michigan, and I'm here to speak about bullying and cyberbullying and my experiences with these issues. While I fortunately haven't experienced any severe bullying recently, when I was younger, I did hear a lot of comments about things like how smelly my food was that I brought in for lunch, or how I looked, or things like that. And those are very harmful experiences because it really lowered my own self-worth and made me think that I was not worthy enough, or it made me believe what people were telling me. Also, in high school, I have noticed a lot of my peers going through similar experiences where others would beat down on how they looked or how they dressed, which is really a terrible thing, because everybody should be free to express their own creativity and their own individuality. So I definitely think that bullying in this sense is a very, very terrible issue. And especially with the growth of social media, cyberbullying has become even more of an issue. And so it's really easy to hide behind a screen or an unknown username and just leave terrible comments on people's accounts, which will definitely bring down their self-worth. And because you can hide behind an anonymous username, there's no real repercussions to their actions, which only makes it worse and makes it harder for the perpetrators to be found. And additionally, there are so many platforms such as Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, that there's so many openings for cyberbullies to really find their victims and continue to harass and throw bad comments in their direction. So I definitely think that cyberbullying especially is very, very harmful in our current society and needs to be addressed. So if I were to say anything to people who may be bullying others, I would definitely ask you to put yourself in the shoes of the victims and how it would feel if somebody was treating you in a similar manner, and maybe even talk to a trusted adult about issues that you may be facing that you need to vent out, which may be causing you to hurt others in that way. And if you are the ones being bullied, please tell someone right away. It's really, really important that other people know the situation that you're in. And especially if it's cyberbullying and it's online, make sure to report it on any platform that you're on. And don't continue any conversation that's causing a decline in your mental health, because your health and your safety are always the most important. Thank you so much.
Well, that concludes this week's episode of Ask the Messengers. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you would like to help support our show, please feel free to make a donation of any kind by visiting our show website, www.askthemessengers.org. If you prefer to mail donations, please make check or money order payable to Ask the Messengers TV show and send it to 18400 Schaefer Highway, Detroit, Michigan 48235. Ask the Messengers is the program that deals with things that help you. Thank you for watching.